What's up, you guys? Brandon here, aka ChefStrong. I'll explain that sometime in another video. Doing a little truck recap. Nothing too crazy today. Just went and did cardio. Tomorrow we're benching, but today is a rest day. Just went and did my cardio, which I'm trying to do 5 days a week. Been pretty consistent on it. Pretty happy with it as well. I think for powerlifters, I think cardio is becoming more of a relevant thing in training, whatever it may be, cardio-wise. You know, like doing, whether it's HIIT, farmer's carry, something, you know, high-intensity cardio. Could be for like the way I did. I'm just on a treadmill, slow-intensity cardio. As long as you're getting cardio in, I think that's what a lot of powerlifters are catching on. Because in reality, like, the benefits to cardio are they amplify. If you're just looking from a athlete perspective, like the benefits to cardio are they just amplify everything else that you're doing. You know, the day and age of back in the day, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, you ask your buddy, hey man, you want to do cardio with me? And they're like, nah man, no, I'm a powerlifter. Or, yeah, I got squats tomorrow, can't do it. Man, I'm not asking you to go on a 20-mile hike. Just going on a walk around the block, dude. And I mean, I was like that, you know? Someone was like, hey, you want me to do cardio with me? Like, nah. That's because I hung around a lot of those older powerlifters who, no, dude, just lift weights. And I mean, it's funny when you think about it. But like, again, if it only optimizes everything else you're doing. And it's not like if someone were to say, hey man, you want to get some sleep? It's not like you're going to be like, nah man, I can't sleep. No, you're going to get the sleep because it helps with the recovery towards the training. And cardio only helps you get into better shape, which optimizes your calories, which then optimizes your recovery. So it just goes full circle. And I think every powerlifter goes through that phase. Or, no, I don't do cardio. But because it can be monotonous. But like, find the cardio that works for you, you know? For me, I enjoy the slow intensity right now. I listen to a podcast. Some days I'll be in a work meeting. But it's do whatever works for you. And because in reality, I mean, look, it helps you become, again, you're optimizing everything else you've done, but it also helps you become a better athlete. And the better athlete always wins. It's not a coincidence that when you go to a powerlifting meet, normally the best in shape person normally wins their class or wins best overall. And I'm not saying the big boys aren't showing out. Like, weight does move weight. But isn't it better to be more efficient with the weight that you're carrying to be in better shape? Makes sense, right? Makes sense. But I don't know. It's definitely something that's helped me. Like, normally the meets that I've been my fattest at, and I've never really been truly, I don't think I'll ever say I've been truly fat at a powerlifting meet. But the weights that I've been more, the meets that I've been more in shape at, I've normally performed better. Whether the weight feels better or whether I've hit the weights that I wanted to hit, whatever we're trying to categorize with that, I do better, you know? And you know, it's interesting because when you ask a bodybuilder, a real bodybuilder, whether professional or high-level elite amateur, a lot of them will say they feel the best between that 8 to 12 week window, 12 weeks out window. And that's because they're finally at the spot where, you know, more than likely they're at that perfect level of either maintenance or a deficit, and the training just is feeling good. Everything's coming full circle, and they haven't, you know, truly dropped their calories yet to become shredded, but they're in their best overall shape. And that's where they feel the best. That's where some of those dudes are like, yeah, I'm still pushing heavy weight, look really good, feel really good, blah, 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 until they drop the calories, and then everything goes down from there. But they're in their best shape. So why don't powerlifters try to find what is the best shape? It's not necessarily put on as much weight as you possibly can. It's not exactly the, you know, let's try to diet down to whatever weight class to hit some silly total. Like, weight moves weight, but being in the best shape at that weight is also, that's a sweet spot right there. That's a nice sweet spot. So anyways, it's my little rant on cardio. I think it's all, I mean, it's interesting. Like, more muscle you have, it gets a little harder. And this is silly. This is going to sound silly, and it could sound ridiculous to some people. But my fiance and I, we went to Sedona a year ago, 2 years ago, something like that. And first off, if anybody has gone, if you haven't gone to Sedona, you need to go to Sedona. Sedona's gorgeous. It's one of the best places I've ever been to. My parents used to say they wanted to retire there, and I was like, why would you want to retire in Arizona? And then when we got there, I was like, all right, I get it. But we went on a hike because she's that type that, wants to go on hikes, and I have to be. That's another reason I got to do cardio, so I can do those random hikes when she's like, hey, let's go on a hike, and I'm like, But we went on a hike to Devil's Bridge. Absolutely gorgeous. And we were going, and on our way, we would have to make little stops. And it wasn't because I was necessarily, I think I was like 298 to 302 pounds. And as we were going, it wasn't necessarily that I was out of breath. It was because my legs were getting so swollen and pumped that I was truly just like, I felt like I had one of the craziest leg workouts. It felt like every single step that I was taking was like a 300 pound leg curl and leg extension, every single step. It got to the point when we were like 10 minutes out from the parking lot, when we were finishing, and I took one step and my pants that were new ripped. They were probably cheap pants, so I'm not going to take all the credit, but a little ego stroke to be like, my legs ripped those pants. But I was able to go on that hike because I do cardio. And the only problem was that too much blood flow to too much mass. But, it definitely helped with just being more efficient on a hike and being able to do a hike. So that's just, regular day life. But doing your cardio helps optimize everything else that you're doing within your training. And I think that is something that, at least in my world, a lot more powerlifters are taking serious and no longer being lazy about. I could be full of it right there. I could just live in my own world. But I think that's being in better shape is starting to be a very obvious thing for powerlifting. So I didn't think I'd be able to talk for 7 minutes about cardio, but apparently I did. So we're going to tune out, check out now. Later, you guys.